Hey everyone, I'm Cool Shades Bob and it's Winning Wednesdays videos. Alright, let's get right into it this week. I want to talk about Escapism 101. No, I'm not talking about Houdini or David Blaine. Look at me. I'm not here, but I'm just behind my hands. I'm talking about escapism. I'm talking about what we do when we escape from the things that need to be dealt with. A very good example of that, for instance, would be people who drink. I mean, I drink also, but I mean people who drink alcohol versus water. Because if you drink alcohol, say, more than once a day with your regular meal, and you happen to drink a lot of alcohol, say 3, 4, 5 drinks perhaps per day, and if you happen to be hanging out in bars, a lot of bars or clubs, or always have an excuse to have a drink. If you happen to drink alone, by yourself, scotch, whiskey, wine, beer, whatever, and you drink it alone, not just when you're eating supper. You drink it alone and you drink it a lot. Well, odds are that's escapism. That's right. That is a form of escapism. What's happening is that you are numbing your senses with the alcohol. Rather than being sober and dealing with what needs to be dealt with, you prefer drowning yourself, so to speak, in a glass. Another good example of that would be, for instance, people who overeat. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, overeating. Fat. Not just fat, but it's also a form of escapism. If you happen to be eating junk food, a lot of junk food, and you know it's not good, but you keep doing it, well, guess what? It's like the expression says, emotional eating. Yes, that's a form of escapism, ladies and gentlemen. Ding, ding, ding. What else could be a form of escapism? That's a very good question. Oh, anything that you really do, overdo, and do. For instance, if you happen to be a slut. Did he just say the word slut? Yes, I did. If you happen to be a slut, male or female or male, it doesn't matter. Both genders can be forms of slut escapism 101. Yeah, I made that up as I go along. But this video is live to a certain extent. So yes, if you happen to have sex, a lot of sex, with like multiple partners, well, it might not just be sex is good. It might be also because that's a form of escapism. Now, sex is good, right? We're all adults here. We're all consenting adults. I mean, we're all for sex. Sex is good. But if it's too much, and it's not necessarily with the same person, then that could be a form of escapism. I'm not saying it's all the time like that, but it can be something to look into. What else? Oh, you know what? Anything that's done and overdone. Another good example. People who, for instance, I have someone that I know dances. Hey, I love dancing too. Oh, that girl is mine. I didn't say I was good at it. I just said that I like dancing too. But she dances like 5-6 times a week. She goes out dancing. Salsa. Everybody go caliente. But 4, 5, 6 times a week. That's because it's a form of escapism. She doesn't realize it, but hey, we won't tell her. But in reality she's not dealing with certain emotions. She's not facing certain emotions, so she constantly has to go out and dance. That's a form of escapism. What's another form of escapism as I try to mute out my cat because I don't want to redo this video? Nounoune, please, I'm shooting a video now. People who actually read. Reading is a very good example. Reading, you say. I do say reading. Didn't I say that last week? I did. Wow, he's really trying to mute me out. Reading. Yes, reading. The reason why is because, if you happen to read a book once in a while, that's a good thing. But if you're always reading, read, as I looked at my, no, I'm recording now. Okay, yeah. You're going to see everyone, ladies and gentlemen, here's Nounoune. For those of you who doubted the existence of this cat, he's here. This is Nounoune. He's quite a character, eh? Alrighty, you want to go down? He doesn't like to be taken like this, but if you're going to interrupt, you're going to be in the shot. Okay? Are you happy now? Can I continue the video? Hey? Alright, here we go. So, getting back to what I was saying, Escapism 101. That's a very important thing to be aware of. Reading. If you read all the time, if you happen to be, say, for instance, like Jeff Albertson. Who is Jeff Albertson? Well, I'll let you Google it and do some research on that. And then you can send me an email and tell me. Yes. If you happen to be that kind of a character, guess what? That's a form of escapism, clearly. So whatever you do and you do excessively, it could be a form of escapism. So we talked about food, we talked about alcohol, we talked about sex, we talked about reading. What else is there? Activities, any kind of activities. I mean, there's a passion. I have a passion for what I do. I have a passion for what I do. But yeah, I also have an escapism for what I do. I need to escape. I escape through whatever I do. You know, so this is different. Passion, escapism. Passion, escapism. You got to know the difference. So this week, why don't you find out if you have any escapism mechanisms? Ooh, try to say that twice, 3 times really fast. Escapism mechanism. Escapism mechanism. Escapism mechanism. Well, all right. So I can't really do myself. Hey, but if you want to know more, I can give you an example. I myself, a few years ago, would hang out a lot in bars, like a lot. And yes, I was like a fish. I would like drink like a lot. I'd be like this. I'd be like. Of course, by the end of the evening, I was also like this. I was like, yeah, I'm good. No, I love you, man. You know, I love you. But I realized eventually that the only reason I was hanging in bars was because I didn't want to be at home. And so because I'm in a bar, I have to drink, right? So in the end, I was simply consuming alcohol to numb my senses in order to not deal with what had to be dealt with. So whenever I meet an alcoholic, first and foremost, I'm going to say that person doesn't have a disease. They simply have a form of escapism 101. They haven't dealt with what needs to be dealt. People who overeat, obese people, that's another form. Yeah, there's biology and there's cells and there's this and there's that, but deep down inside, they're not dealing with what needs to be dealt with. They need to be told that. So yeah, cool shades, Bob. I'm here to do a dirty job. You got a dirty job to do? You need to tell people what needs to be done, man? Hey, you think you need to tell me? I tell you what needs to be done. Okay, that being said. So this week, find out what your escapism mechanism is and see if you can be aware of it. Because already being aware of that escapism mechanism is already a very, very, very good start. So, the website is also, again, being boosted. Yeah, because we always want to find better ways to serve our clients. And besides that, I really hope everyone has a really great winning Wednesday and the rest of the week. And we'll see you next week. Yes. And I'm not going to do some sort of funny, kind of leaving. I'm just going to stay here. Okay, well, maybe I do have to go and turn off the camera now. So, hey, maybe I can try this. Here we go. I'm turning off the camera. Very subtle. No one can see my hand behind the camera as I look for the button. And I click